Should you start a contracting business in 2020? Coming up. You know, it seems like 2020 is going to go down as one of the most destructive years in history. We got all the rioting, the wildfires, the hurricanes, tornadoes. We got all of it all happening all at one time. Not to mention there's a pandemic that's been fostered all across the fucking globe. And it grinded the entire economy to a halt. Plus everyone's scared about the elections of DJ Twitter fingers who can't stop tweeting about stupid things. And then you got Slow Joe on top of it who can't string two sentences together to make a coherent statement to anybody. So everybody's a little bit worried about what's going to happen next. But I tell you what, I can't wait to see these debates. It's hard to make decisions under these kind of circumstances. The economy is up and down like a yo-yo and nobody knows where it's going to go next. Let's not forget the sky is falling, the earth is flat, and we're being controlled by the lizard people. And 5G is going to fry our brains. So it's totally a joke. I mean, sort of. Now that I've successfully scared you, should you open or at least start a contracting business in 2020? Well, I would, but it all depends on you. See, things may be a little bit crazy out there, but still there's opportunities to be had. Many areas of the country are still growing, home sales are still up across the board, and although construction is kind of slowed a bit, there's still many projects out there. People are leaving places like California and New York because the crazy lockdown measures and anti-business mentality make it really hard for people to want to actually do business there. And ultimately, this means that there's going to be new homes being built all across the country. Plus, these riots, wildfires, hurricanes all create lots of opportunities for contractors. Let me explain. The riots have destroyed countless of buildings across the US, totaling $2 billion in damage. There's going to be tons of remodels, cleanups, demolitions, fire and water restoration projects, window installations especially, all sorts of stuff. And then you got wildfires all across the West Coast. Like we've had entire towns get engulfed in flames that need to be demolished and rebuilt. I read somewhere that I think it was like 10,000 buildings were destroyed. We're talking businesses, homes, infrastructure, all of which need to be rebuilt. And some people may not even go back to where they came from. So you're going to have a lot of people that are displaced and going to different parts of the country, which will also need to have new homes built for those people. Hurricanes have absolutely decimated parts of the Southeast. It's estimated that Hurricane Laura, I'm trying to scroll, guys. It's estimated that Hurricane Laura damaged about 430,000 homes, totaling $88 billion in reconstruction costs. That's decades worth of work. The point I'm making is that there are a lot of ways that you can help people rebuild their lives even when tragedy seems to strike. Even if people are displaced, they're going to have to fan out over various parts of the countries, and homes and businesses will also need to be constructed to support those people. So there's a flip side to the coin. The economy seems to be stable-ish, but in reality, we're due for an actual recession. The pandemic recession doesn't count as far as I'm concerned. That was forced by the coronavirus policies that our local governments instituted. You know, like our governor saying that we all had to go and lock down for, if you're in California, it's indefinitely.
Land of the free.
But our recovery has actually been the fastest in history, some say. So here's some things that I wouldn't do. First, don't go and get yourself into debt. That's a bad idea when you're first starting out. Use what you have and try to buy what you need as jobs come along. And don't buy new equipment. I'm not talking about basic tools like ladders and such. I'm talking about trucks, cars, vans, heavy equipment. You know, those big purchases. Try to find good deals on reliable equipment and try to avoid putting yourself into a bad financial situation. And whatever you do, don't go out and try to get yourself a mortgage. It's way expensive. And what you should actually try to do is utilize your home as much as possible. If you can operate where you are, utilize it to the best of its ability. That's what I do. Lastly, and if you're worried about anything, don't quit your day job until you're ready to get down to dirt. Nothing's wrong with starting out as a weekend warrior. A lot of people do this to test the waters and see how they do at running a business. And this generally comes down to your attitude. Not genuinely, generally. If you quit your job to start a business, you have to be able to sacrifice things in your life to make sure that the business works. I mean, this generally comes down to your attitude. If you want to quit your job to start a business, you have to be able to make the sacrifices necessary to make sure that the business works. If you're comfortable working 16 hours a day right out the gate, go for it. But don't quit your job if you're not. It really comes down to having the attitude of a winner and wanting to go out there and fight for what you want. You can't let stupid, arbitrary shit stand in your way. Remember, this is a war out here and the objective is financial freedom and happiness. And the only way you're gonna get that is if you fight for it.
You get to be up before the sun even thinks about getting up. You get to be up before the chickens even get up.
You're also the one that has to drive 60 frickin' miles to go get parts when you need them. You're also the guy that has to go out and spray for locates and do everything on the job, so all the technical stuff. And yes, of course, you will be the one to fix when things go wrong. If it's in you to stay up late at night, to hustle hard, to do things that other people aren't willing to do, to fight to get jobs, to be competitive on everything you do, I mean, yeah. And 2020, even though it seems like, you know, shit's falling apart, it's just as good a time now as it ever has been or ever will be. If you start now and the economy sucks, you can still start and you can plan. You can utilize this time to get your ducks in a row, and you can also try to survive in this kind of environment. And then when things are good, you would succeed way easier than anybody who starts in a good time. This is kind of the lesson from starting at a time where things, you might feel like you're at a disadvantage, is that you learn lessons during that time that businesses that start when times are good don't. You know, it's like you'll become a little bit more savvy, you'll learn to pivot, you should be fine, you know? But that's what I got for you guys today. Please give the video a thumbs up if you got something valuable out of it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and it would be great to have you guys as a regular on this channel. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss another video. So with that being said, I'm out of here, guys. I gotta go fix an air conditioner on my dump truck. So I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Look at that. That's gold right there. Yeah. Yeah, try to get some of that action right there. Look at that. AC clutch, just boom. Anyway.